This is my current bedroom, and it's completely empty. I just bought my first house at 19, and growing up, I always had really mediocre looking bedrooms. But that changes today. In this video, I'm giving myself an infinite budget to build the world's most aesthetically pleasing room. So let's get started. Now, with this being my first night in the house, I definitely don't want to spend my night here on the floor. So let's build my bed first. Hope I didn't break that. After moving everything in, I just realized I don't even have instructions for this, so I'm really praying this isn't too hard to build. Well, 30 screws and almost a broken finger later, I finally have a bed, and it honestly didn't take me that long. I know it's completely dark out, but it's literally 5 p.m. Freaking hate the time change. So besides regular pillows, I've never actually had anything cool on my bed, and I did get the typical knot pillows, which is very 2020 of me, but it gives me a really good idea. Now that I've got all the bedding stuff on here, I can't just have a bed on this wall. So let's add some stuff around it. I bought 2 of these Alex drawers for my bedside table. And the more I think about it, these are kind of more for like a desk setup. So I'm hoping this doesn't turn out to just look stupid. I actually don't think it looks all that bad once you see both of them together, especially the fact that it's white and black and it matches the bed. But we're not done there. With this wall behind the bed being absolutely massive, I can't just not put anything there. So I got this really cool abstract looking art thing from HomeGoods. And I think it'll look pretty cool above the bed. You know I had to hit the Minecraft. I really wish it was as simple as you just saw, but this thing was a pain in the butt. As you can see, it goes all the way up to the ceiling, so it was super hard to mount. I'm really liking how this is coming together so far, but I don't want to just leave these blank. So I got some really cool lamps to put on each table, as well as some bedside essentials, making for a really functional and clean looking sleeping area. I am a really big shoe person. Like, I probably have too many shoes. But with that collection, I don't want to just hide it away in a closet for no one to see. So I'm going to build an entire area dedicated for my shoes. Please don't give me a hard time, IKEA furniture. Okay, getting this mounted all alone might genuinely be the hardest thing I've ever done. Took everything in me to not crash out just now. Okay, stay, motherfucker. But all that frustration and hand pain from those really annoying IKEA tools was totally worth it because I think this looks really good. But what's gonna make this look even better is getting the actual shoes put on here. This little corner isn't even halfway finished yet, and this is already looking really good. Now this area is a little bit of an awkward spot to have left, and when I was planning for this room, I had no idea what to put right here. But thanks to a little bit of Pinterest diving, I saw this cool looking pole that you can put some of your favorite pieces of clothing on, and that's what I decided to go with. I don't think something like this could be too hard to build, but we shall see. I actually have no clue what I'm doing. It just doesn't make any sense. Turns out something so simple actually took me a little while to put together, but once my little peanut brain figured it out, I got it mounted, and now try to decide what I was actually gonna put on the pole. Now I'm really not all that big on clothes, as you can tell, but I do have some favorite jacket and hoodies to show off, which are these Nike Techs, as well as this Nike windbreaker and H&M hoodie. Oh, dude, this looks freaking sick. There is still some awkward space right here, and I definitely don't want to leave it blank. So I got 3 of these really cool small wax shelves that I'm gonna put on the wall, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm even gonna put on these, but we'll figure it out when we get there. With this area already being covered with shoes and clothing, might as well just put more shoes on the shelves. I did have extra Jordans laying around, so I'm gonna put ones on each left and right side, and my favorite pair of 4s in the middle just to kind of stand out more. I am genuinely loving this corner so much, but the only issue is once I turn off this big light that's lighting me up right now, this area looks really dark. So I decided to put some puck lights under each shelf, a Govee lamp behind the clothing rack, and this cool 3D clock under the middle shelf, which looks amazing all put together. Now the only thing I'm missing is a mirror right here to cover these ugly wires, and I'd go get one right now, but it's currently 11:14 at night, so that'll have to be a task for tomorrow. Now to store my clothes, I can't just have this little rack and altar between 4 hoodies for the rest of my life, so let's move in my dresser. That that was heavy. Well, as you can see, I have a pretty long dresser and I don't want to leave up here blank because that's boring. So let's decorate it. I got this really funky looking yellow lamp from IKEA and it's so weird looking that it makes me like it even more. And for the centerpiece, I got this really cool white record player from Walmart, as well as a vinyl holder and two of my favorite artists and Tyler the Creator. I've never even heard this album before. I just thought the colors matched the lamp. Now, just as some filler decoration, I'm putting these really cool aesthetic looking books, as well as a fake plant in the corner, which is really about to correlate what I'm putting up here. And since it's time to mount stuff again, play my theme music. After spending quite a bit of time on perfecting this area and making it look really nice, it was somehow already 2:43 a.m., so I decided to knock out, which carried us into day 3. It is now day 3 of building my dream bedroom, and this morning I did make a quick run to Target after all, so I did get the mirror that's gonna be set right here, and that now finishes this side of the room. Growing up in all the houses I lived in, my bedroom was always really small, so I always had to make a decision between a gaming setup or a TV, and of course, I always chose a gaming setup. But now that I have a really massive room and this perfectly big blank wall, I'm sure you can tell what I'm gonna build next. But with having this large of a wall, even a 75-inch TV on it would probably look pretty small. And I don't wanna have to put on 2 pair of glasses when trying to enjoy a show from my bed. So luckily BenQ hit me up and sent out their 100-inch projection screen, as well as their X500i gaming projector, so I can use this thing for entertainment purposes and gaming. Pretty sick. It ended up being pretty simple to mount after all, and I really love the pull down feature. That is so satisfying. But all that satisfaction wore off quick as I found myself running into a huge problem. So I was able to get this mounted really easily, but the next problem is the projector can't be mounted to the ceiling because the fan would literally chop it off. And after a bit of brainstorming, I finally came up with a solution. I guess this wasn't that hard of an issue to solve, but I ended up driving to Target and getting this cool little stool that's gonna hold the projector temporarily until I can figure out a better mounting system. I'm super excited with having an entertainment area now, but as you can see, it looks really unfinished and pretty bland, and I'm definitely not leaving it like that. So it's time to absolutely cook with decorations. I've always wanted a low profile entertainment center, so I got an all white one from IKEA, which is gonna go right under the projection screen. Time to get to building. Ow! Oh, frick! I am officially a pro IKEA builder. I ended up having to call my dad over to help me mount this thing because there was no chance I was gonna do it by myself. And it looks really good, but now let's add some personality to it. Small simple things like books and lamps can really bring a space together and give an area personality that it didn't have before. I am absolutely obsessed with what I have so far, but with the projector being a gaming projector, I want me and my friends to be able to play on it together without both being in the bed. So I laid down a nice rug to cover my ugly carpet and began building 2 chairs for a seating area. Gosh dang. Those might have been the most confusing instructions I have ever read. I definitely should not have taken an hour apiece on these chairs. But at least this feels like a nice little cozy living room now. There are these really awkward gaps on the sides still. So on the right side, I'm gonna put this really tall plant to match the same aesthetic as this wall and cover up my really ugly light switch. Now I had actually originally bought this little seat for the other side of the room, but it definitely would have made it too crammed over there. And I think it looks much better here anyways. Lastly, I added some lighting so the area wouldn't be so dim, and it was finally time to turn on the projector to see how it looks. Yo, that's actually so sick. This whole room has been possible because BenQ sponsored this video, so let's check out how good this projector actually is. My initial concern with a screen this large was that the image quality would suffer from it, but it actually looks great. Another big plus with having such a big screen is playing multiplayer games with friends is really fun. It makes the gameplay really smooth and feels like we both have our own separate screens. The projector comes with presets for different variations of games you can play to give the best quality and results possible, or setting it to auto just automatically adjusts to the device it's plugged into. My favorite thing about this though is you don't lose any quality compared to gaming on a TV or monitor, since it has the lowest input lag and response time possible at only 0.02 milliseconds. All around, this projector is a beast, and I can't wait to use it while gaming with friends and family during the holidays, or just watching my favorite YouTube videos in bed at night. So if you're interested in having one of these yourself, everything you need to have the same thing as me will be linked linked in the description. Every single wall and corner in this room now has something in it, except for this one. And in every single room I've ever had since I was a kid, I've always had a gaming setup in them. So it would feel wrong to not put one in here. Since I am limited a little bit of room width-wise, I decided to go with a standing desk setup just so I can avoid trying to squeeze a chair right here. Since I already have an overkill styled setup in my actual studio room, which you will be seeing that video in about 2 weeks from now, I kind of want to keep this one simple. So this wasn't the original plan. I actually wanted the lights to come all the way around, and I did that, but the right side for some reason was not connecting. And it kind of caused me to crash out a little bit.
Bro, this stuff can literally never go right.
So this is gonna have to do for now. I have quite a bit of PCs laying around, but this one matches this setup best. For the first time in my history of owning setups, I'm only gonna rock one monitor. How I had previously said, I just wanna keep this really simple. And that's exactly what I did. By just laying down some peripherals and a couple decorations, the setup area was finally complete. This room is now technically finished, but there is this little empty gap here. So I got this cool corner shelf from Amazon that I'm gonna put right here. And to better match the wall directly across from me, I'm gonna fill it up with some shoes as well and other items that match the room really well. But that just about wraps this room up. I couldn't be more happy with how this turned out, considering I've always dreamt of having a space like this. But I'm curious to know if you like it or see anything I should add or change. So feel free to let me know in the comments, as I respond to every single comment and just love chatting with you all. This entire video took a huge effort, so I'd greatly appreciate it if y'all could hit the like button and subscribe, as it's completely free and helps me out a ton. We're closing in on 100,000 subscribers, which is when we'll be giving away a PC, so let's hit our goal. Thank you all so much for watching. All y'all fellas stay blessed, and remember to always put God first. And until next time,